green shakshuka that I'm making today, in the recipe we don't just have to stick to the set greens. What I like about this recipe is that it can focus on waste products. If you were picking down rocket to get rid of the stalks, they can go in. In the recipe we're using coriander and parsley. I will be using all the stalks and they will get cut down fine. Also, it's very interchangeable to what's in your fridge. You could use leeks instead of the Swiss chard. Instead of the spinach, you could use mizuna. Really, any green can work in here. It's just about understanding what's going to take a bit more time to cook. The first stage to this green shakshuka is we have to make the Veduvan butter. With your pan on the stove, over a medium heat, we're going to add the 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil and all of the diced onion and the salt. Cook that for 20 minutes or until the onions are completely soft and translucent all the way through. We're going to add in the lemon zest. Now that we've got the onions and the Veduvan mixture cooling to one side, we're going to look after the greens. We need to chop through the more stocky, tough greens very finely, and the larger leaves we can just chop through or even leave whole depending on size. If you were using leeks or Swiss chard, I'd recommend to chop them down really finely. You bring out your cold diced butter from the fridge, add it to the same pan as the onions and the spices, and just beat this until it's all emulsified and is like a compound butter. If it happens to have completely melted, you can just pop this in the fridge 10-20 minutes and it'll come back together. Now you can place it into a tub and chill in the fridge. And we start by heating up the olive oil, and then we're going to add in the garlic and we're going to fry that until it gets a bit golden on the outside. This is the really big depth flavour driver in the green shakshuka. We don't want to burn the garlic, we just want to caramelise it, and we're going to do that from cold, working its way up. You need to have the greens ready, because as the garlic is caramelising and the oil's getting hotter, it can burn very fast. So greens on the side, and as soon as we get to the point, as you can see the garlic starting to caramelise, we're going to go in with all that beautiful greens. We're now going to fry the greens for the next 5 minutes, turning till it's completely wilted down. You can see they're starting to release their juices, and at this point we can now add in the butter. Butter's in the pan, and we're just going to keep wilting, keep turning until the greens are really cooked down. The last stage is to add the water. We need to stew this mixture down for all the flavours to combine and to become a beautiful rich sauce. So now the water's in, it's come up to simmer, and we can turn it down so it's just bubbling away, and we're going to cook that until near enough all the water is evaporated out. 20 minutes I would have said. Now it's time to crack the eggs into the mix. First start by using the back of a spoon to create 4 wells for the eggs to sit in. We're just going to crack all the eggs into each well, and we're using 4 eggs. I think that's probably the maximum we could use for this mix. Now that the eggs are in, technique to make sure that the eggs are not going to overcook in the oven, because if you were to put it straight in the oven with the heat radiating from bottom and top, it would actually overcook the egg. So you want to leave your pan on the heat, turn it up, and about a quarter cook the eggs from your stove. Once you've got to this stage, a light seasoning on the eggs, and then pop it into the oven for 5 to 8 minutes, 190 degrees. Yogurt into the bowl, We're going to then do lime zest, the lime juice, and the microplaned or grated ginger. Give that a good mix and adjust the seasoning, and that can go back in the fridge until we're ready. Now we can remove the pan from the oven. The eggs should now be just set. We can finish the dish by doing a few dollops of the lime and ginger yogurt and a few pinches of Aleppo chili, and there you have it. All the greens, shakshuka, vadouvan butter, lime and ginger yogurt.